Full name, date of birth?
Joshua Walkerman, 3.
All right, Mr. Mungerman, you are apparently on probation in Yavapai County, and a warrant for your arrest was issued for violating conditions of probation on August 21st with a $25,000 bond. Your next court date now will be on September 5th at 8:30, Yavapai County Superior Court. The Yavapai County Sheriff's Office will pick you up in time to make that court appearance. All right, your order's right over there. Ramando Martinez, then it will be William Nelson. Full name, date of birth?
William Martinez, 21482.
Full name, the date of birth?
Oh.
All right, you were previously charged with possession of narcotic drugs, and you were to be sentenced on July 26th. When you didn't show up, they issued a warrant for your arrest with a $1,000 bond. Your next court date in that matter will be September 6th at 8:30, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. You also have a warrant out of Peoria Municipal Court when you fail to appear on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia, a misdemeanor, and trespass, a misdemeanor. That warrant was issued on August 24th. That was a $250 cash bond. Your next court date in that matter will be Peoria Municipal Court, June 5th at 9 a.m. And your orders are right over there.
Take out relief?
All right.
Did I get relief?
No, if you post the bonds that were set.
When
you didn't show up, they issued a warrant for your arrest for the sentencing on a felony on July 26th. That warrant has a $1,000 bond on it. All right? There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, officer, would you mind telling them that it'll be a few minutes? It'll probably take, his hearing will probably take a little time.
Okay.
So I will call them in about 10 or 15 minutes. All right, William Nelson, and then it will be Tyson Harris. Full name, date of birth?
William David Nelson.
All right, Mr. Nelson. You are here on two separate matters. You're on felony probation. They contend you violated conditions of probation on September 9th of 2023. They issued a warrant for your arrest with a $1,000 bond. Your next court date will be your revocation arraignment hearing, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, September 6th at 8:30. You also have a new charge. You were arrested earlier today, charged with 2 counts of burglary using a master key, class 4 felonies, 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony, and theft or control of stolen property, a misdemeanor. I appoint the public defender's office to represent you. A $500 bond has been set in that case. Your next court date will be September 6th at 8:30, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. All right, there you go. You can step back in that room. Tyson Harris, and then it will be John Ocrito.
How you doing today?
Full name, date of birth, please.
Tyson Harris.
Mr. Harris, you were previously charged with possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a class 4 felony, and trafficking in stolen property, a class 3 felony in one case. And then in another case, you were charged with possession of marijuana for sale, a class 4 felony. On July 25th of last year, there was to be a trial management conference. In both those cases, when you didn't show up, they issued a warrant for your arrest with a $500 bond. Your next court date in those matters will be September 10th at 8:30 Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. And the reason we are lucky enough to have you here today is you were arrested earlier today and charged with possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, driving while under the influence, aggravated form DUI, a Class 4 felony, misconduct involving weapons, a Class 4 felony, and a form of adult upon a minor abuse, that's a Class 2 felony. In that case, a $500 bond was set to your next court date, and I appoint the public defender in that case. Next court date, September 6th at 8:30 also. All right, John Acrito.
Oh, was
What did you want to say?
So I noticed that you said 500 like 3 times.
Yeah, but well, the first 2 warrants were issued by the judge that you failed to show up in front of over a year ago.
Yes, sir.
On the day you didn't show up on those 2 felony cases, he issued a arrest warrant with a $500 bond.
Okay.
You don't show up a lot, and so I thought at least the minimum of $500 bond was appropriate on this case.
Okay.
Your new arrest, there you go.
All right, so I just want to ask one question.
No, what?
It's just about the bond.
What?
Do I have like some type of hold or anything, or do I just need to pay?
If you have another hold, I'm not aware of it. And officer, is there another hold on Mr. Harris? I didn't see one on my.
He saw some email.
Sorry, Your Honor,
Pardon me?
did you ask me a question?
Yeah, I asked you on Tyson Harris. Is there a hold on anything that you see? I don't see. I don't have nothing on my calendar.
You did have Phoenix Court about an hour ago with a $400 bond. That's the only other.
Oh, okay. That was in the city of Phoenix?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right.
So basically, if I pay all of these bonds, I can get out.
So for my calculation, about
You got
$1,900 altogether.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm getting out right now.
Okay.
there you go.
All right. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
John Acrito, and then it will be Clement Palaka. Full name, date of birth, please.
Go talk, y'all.
John Nico Credo.
Full name, date of birth.
John Nico Credo.
All right, you have a warrant here from Tolleson Municipal Court. It's alleged that in April of this year, you committed the offense of shoplifting. You didn't show up on August 28th when you were supposed to. They issued a warrant for your arrest with a $500 bond. Your next court date in that matter will be in Tolleson Municipal Court on September 9th at 8:30. The reason you're here today is you were arrested and charged with criminal damage, a Class 6 felony. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. A $500 bond is set in that case. September 6th at 8:30 Superior Court in downtown Phoenix is your next court appearance on that felony. Conditions of your release include not going back to the locations where this is alleged to have occurred or having any contact with the victims or witnesses. All right? The order right out of there. You've got the order, right?
What order?
You have it. Everything I said is on that printed form we gave you.
Yeah, but could I speak for myself?
Sure.
How come these pieces 7-Eleven and
What's that?
Kmart? How come these 7-Eleven and Kmart and Quick Stop, Quick Trip always tell me if I own the fucking shit?
You're talking about the lottery tickets?
How come I own this fucking road? The Joe tells me that I own this fucking road, and there's.
Are you talking about the lottery tickets?
How do I have to be in prison if you imprison me like that? You imprison me in Arizona like that. I'm not from Arizona.
I read the police reports that based upon what the witnesses told the police officers. All right, Clement Palaka, and then it will be Seth Green. Full name, date of birth, please. Full name, date of birth. All right, you, sir, were arrested. Let me get your case up here. You are Clement Palaka, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You were arrested earlier today, charged with aggravated assault. That's a Class 3 felony. Pretrial Services says that you're financially capable of hiring your own counsel, so I won't appoint counsel at this time, but you can request appointment of counsel any subsequent court appearance. Based upon the circumstances of this case, I'm setting a $12,500 bond. If you are released, you'll be electronically monitored. You're not to go back to the location where this occurred or have any contact with the victims or witnesses, and if an order of protection is issued and you're served with a copy, you must comply with its terms. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Seth Green. Full name, date of birth, Mr. Green.
Seth Green.
All right, Mr. Green, you are here because the Surprise Municipal Court issued a warrant for your arrest when you didn't pay the fine that you were to pay on disorderly conduct by fighting. This happened in April of 2021. This last warrant was issued on April 7th of 2021. It's a $1,000 bond. Your next court date will be September 10th at 1:30 in Surprise Municipal Court. All right, and your order should be right there.
So I'm not aware.
No, you're not aware. No. Jeremy Wright, and then after Mr. Wright will be Christina Knott. Full name, date of birth?
Jeremy Wright.
Mr. Wright, you are here on this case because Youngtown Municipal Court issued a warrant for your arrest on March 10th of 2023 when you did not show up on a possession of drug paraphernalia case. They set a $700 bond. I reduced that to $250. Your next court date will be September 5th at 8:30 in Youngtown Municipal Court.
I just want to make sure real quick, because I have another court date. I just want to make sure it's not on the same day.
Well, I can't change the date I just gave you, all right? You'll have to try and find a way.
You said the 5th?
I said here, let me go back. I said the next court date will be the 5th of September, which is like Wednesday of next week, all right? If you bond out, make sure you show up.